Welcome to Mysteries, Magic, and Mayhem, the recap of Monday night's show, which we had a great following this week. It was awesome. We had, so many callers, and we had some technical difficulties, which we do apologize for. But everybody likes the recaps, so I'm going to go over what we talked about really quickly. In case you didn't make it for the first show, that's already on my YouTube channel, Spirit Vicki. So I'll introduce myself again. I'm Spirit Messenger, Psychic Medium, Vicki Monroe, and I am new to Blogtv. I have done television before, but this is new. It's a thing where I really want to help a lot of people, and this is a way that I can do that. I'm teaching people right now how to connect with their spirit guides themselves. So this was what the last show and the first show was about. The first show was more about getting to know me and how I know what I know. I've been seeing spirits and communicating with them and feeling their feelings since I was 3 years old. And so probably nobody better than myself knows how this is, knows how this is done, and can say legitimately, I will tell you who's real and who isn't. That's another one of my big purposes, because I have been the person that people seem to call when things are not going correctly and it's not working. So the people they see are not being genuine. So I'm going to be the one you're going to talk to. My show is on every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All you have to do is subscribe to Blogtv. It's free. And I will be here taking your questions. We usually have a theme. As I said, this time we're talking about learning how to talk to your own spirit guides. And this past week, we talked about the 2 books that we want you to read. Please don't download PDF files for books, by the way. That is illegal. You can't do that. We have never suggested somebody do that, and I want to make sure nobody else thinks that that's okay. It's just not. That's really not a good idea. As a published author, I speak internationally. I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm a spirit messenger, psychic medium, and I work on cold case files. I do personal sessions for people through Skype, on the phone, and a lot of times in very large groups all around the world. So I'm here for you, and this is my job. My job is to help you find the right person for you to work with as far as a spirit messenger or a psychic medium, or to tell you who to avoid. But I will tell you the first thing. Never give out your full name. Never give out your address, phone number, nothing of that sort. If they start asking you questions, what you say to them is, you tell me. Because isn't that their job? Their job is to tell you that. So that's what I want you to do. And second of all, I'm sorry about the distractions. Nobody calls at this time of day, so I thought I could do it right now. So anyway, what we need to do is to update you. The first book that I had mentioned that I'd love for you to read, you could get it on Amazon.com, is by George Anderson, and it's called We Don't Die. Powerful book. It's going to help you in the process of opening up that mind. You were born with your 6th sense being the strongest. All beings are. 4 legs are 2. Animals live by that. We lose that. By the time we're about 5 or 6, we stop seeing, hearing, and talking, where within us, our soul, also the same age, by the way. We're not mass-producing souls over there, which is why there's reincarnation. And we discussed all of this. But like I said, this is the recap. And we will take questions again this next week on the 30th from 7 to 9. And you can ask your questions there. You don't have to friend anybody. It's a live show. It's free. And we would love to hear from you. You can also find me on my website, www.vicki.monroe.com. Follow me on Twitter. Follow us on Plaxo, LinkedIn, Thumbtack, Referral Key. Also, go to my Facebook page, Spirit Messenger, Vicki Monroe. Like us. There's also if you go to my Facebook page, we're having a very big contest, and if you're the winner, and everybody could be involved in this contest, it's still going on. It'll go on until next show at 7 p.m., excuse me, and you can be a part of that. So, going back to the show, the other book was called not Mysteries, but I'm sorry, I'm so tired right now. The other book, that we were looking into and that I wanted people to read is Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss. And this is about reincarnation and the discovery by a scientist that this indeed is actually real. So that's another thing you need to understand. These things are real. Memories, messages, feelings, a sensation, a sense of smell, anything that makes you think of somebody that might have crossed over. That is their way of letting you know they're around. They're not there to scare you. They're not there to hurt you. Souls are incapable of causing anyone harm because they are 100% loving beings, which means there's no dark spirits, evil spirits, hell, the devil, all this stuff, not true. Not true at all. And I know this because I've talked to them, again, since I was 3. And you shouldn't have fear of life after death. Heaven is home and this is work. So we answered a lot of questions, one being reincarnation, are there evil spirits, and how, for example, the deja vu effect. Deja vu is when you feel a familiarity of where you are or a person. You connect with someone or you do not connect. You don't know why. That's the reason. You knew them in another life. And when that happens, your life, as you planned it before you got here, every single aspect of this life was planned, chosen by you, which means every person you've ever met in this life who's meant something, who hasn't, you've had a bad experience, but take away that as a lesson because that is a good thing. Everything you chose. But the best advice I can give you is to choose to live it in a positive fashion. Okay? When we continually follow a road that is not healthy, that is not good for us, why do we keep doing it? It's the Spirit's telling us to stop. And sometimes it's a karmic thing that we need to clear. That should usually only take 1 or 2 times. If you can't clear it by then you're probably not going to and you need to move on. But if you feel stuck, you're not. It's keep going. And when you don't know what to do nothing. Just keep going and put a smile on your face. Stop. Smell the roses. My first thing in the morning is I get up and I say thank you. In the middle of the afternoon, I go for a walk. Pumping blood and energy into the body is so beneficial to overall well-being because it really does open up that sixth sense, that third eye. That's the connection to the soul. That is your soul. That right here is your spirit. And your brain, not so much. I wouldn't listen to that too much. I mean, if it helps you balance a checkbook or, that kind of thing. But most philosophers and historians listened to their instinct. Einstein, Plato, Socrates, all of them knew there was life after death. They never questioned it. Never. They knew. And I want you to know that. The other thing that we discussed is that just prior to passing, no matter when that day is, how old the body is, doesn't really matter because all souls are the same age. And we look incredibly beautiful. We're very, very young and youthful when we go back home. So just prior to passing, no matter if there's trauma, what have you, a soul is pulled from the body. We do not feel pain. No matter what it might look like, if we're witnessing somebody making that process, going through the process of crossing over, it might look like they're struggling or gasping for air. That's the physical body trying to hold on to the soul, trying to keep that energy source. I always envision a candle flickering, there's just the last bit of wax there, and a candle flickers. And you literally start to feel the soul knows where it's going. Immediately the soul knows where it's going. So that part you really need to understand. And immediately you're in that light. You are youthful, vital, all memory of every life and all things that you knew and forgot have returned. The first thing that will meet you in that light is your pets. Whether you had one in this life or not, a pet is what you'll see first. And when you do, they look about 8 weeks old. So who better to take you home? Animals love unconditionally. We have yet to completely figure that out, but we will. And in the meantime, you go through your life and do not judge. Try to be a compassionate individual. Have patience. But if you're in a situation in your family, or blood doesn't make a family, by the way. So if you're just in a situation and you feel like all you do is try and try and try, and nothing is ever going to make these people happy or a particular person happy, you don't need to feel guilty by letting that go. Let it go. And the other thing people asked